laugh so hard if I'm
We
not
are
actually subscribed.
streaming.
Starting now.
We should be streaming.
Did you flip over the other thing?
I think so. If you can hear us and see us, we're not paying attention to you.
All right, I'm starting.
Go for it.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to what is this? Live show 6 weeks in a row. We have done this.
Hang on, I gotta turn it down. We're streaming, and I always mess this up.
You always do, man.
Anyway, go on.
Way to throw off my groove. I appreciate it.
Okay, start over. Ready, and we're live.
And action. What's going on, everybody? We are back for the 6th consecutive live show on Technically Speaking. My name is Greg.
Scott. I try to mark what you do when you do. Greg. Scott.
Yeah.
We have been at odds today.
We have been.
It's mostly my fault.
Yeah. Well, it's always your fault, but I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
So anyway, each week we get together and, among other things, do it.
No,
you know you want to.
I won't do that.
Among other things, argue about technology.
Why didn't I put the lid on first?
Look, if I had any reason for why you do things the way that you do, that's
Oh, that was awful.
Anyway, so each week we get together and talk about technology, the latest news in technology, stories that interest us. We occasionally play games that involve us arguing with each other, which, in case you haven't picked up on, we do frequently. We got an awesome show lined up today. We are going to be talking about, among other things, why Google Photos or why the Google Pixel isn't as bad as some people think that it is. We'll talk a little bit about
just the Pixel, though.
Is it Photos?
It's
Photos
Android in general.
Okay, fair enough. So why it's not as bad as some high-ranking people think that it is. We'll talk a little bit about the RED Hydrogen One Prototype, the Tesla 3, and we're going to play a dumb game. And we'll do, State of the Union on cell phones this week.
Yep.
Talking about just all things cell phone related. Smartphone, specifically.
We're going to go ahead and say that probably won't go the hour, so plan for an hour and 30 minutes.
Yes.
Happens
Also,
all the time.
yeah, for sure. Well, this week might be interesting. I actually have some work engagements that I may or may not get called away on. So if I disappear, good luck filling my shoes. They're big shoes. I don't think you can do it without me.
Did you just touch my foot under the table? Nope, that was the dog.
That was totally the dog.
Don't pick bear.
Anyway, so
Quick hits.
Ready,
set, go.
SNES Classic.
No.
No. I had one in the pocket. SNES Classic finally goes on sale or goes up for pre-order at the end of this month.
End of this month. They won't take away my pre-order. Walmart. Don't buy from Walmart.
You didn't get a pre-order at Walmart, did you?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, hang on. If you were like the one person on the planet that pre-ordered at Walmart and did not get it canceled, I would be really interested to see.
I would be a unicorn.
Yeah, I would really be interested to see. To see whether or not they actually canceled at some point. There's a bunch of websites out there, including a list that somebody put together on Twitter via TweetDeck that will track which... Oh, is it starting already? To track which retailers are offering the Super Nintendo Classic pre-order and when. And I will absolutely be a part of that. Okay. Yes.
Are you done?
Yeah.
You done?
What is it?
Are you done?
Yes.
It is August 4th. Still together.
Yeah. It would be...
Not December. It is August 4th.
Yeah.
And we are not ready to... This channel has flourished. Full disclosure. Since Greg has come on, this channel has flourished. It's mostly because I'm running it. He just happens to be here.
He's running it, but I'm the talent. I mean, let's be real.
Another thing is, machines have not taken over. There's still
Yes,
two humans here.
That's true.
Machines not taking over
Artificial
yet.
intelligence has not taken our job away yet.
Okay. Vic I think it's Gundotra. Look, huge fan of Vic.
Yeah.
He was the executive at Google from things like Photos, and that he was the first guy that you always saw when it was Google I/O. He was formerly what Sundar is now, but Sundar now is way up here.
Yeah.
Like way up here. He's what
the
Sundar
man.
was, and then now way up here. Says that if you want good photography, you don't take an Android phone. Straight up. iPhone only.
So the funny part about that is, were he to say this a year ago, year and a half ago, got it. 100% agree.
Can't agree still.
No. Now I agree with you.
I still, even a year and a half ago.
Why?
Years? He's saying, long story short, he is saying that Android phones are today, quote, years behind. I'm going to take that snippet and say, even last year, they were never years behind.
Maybe not years behind, but I would have a hard time recommending, like, if somebody wanted to take pictures, especially when it comes to, like, I have kids, I want to take pictures of quick moving scenes, aka children running around and playing. I would have a hard time recommending anything other than an iPhone up until the Pixel. Now, I don't have a Pixel. I have an Nexus 6P. The camera's good on the 6P. The Pixel is better. And infinitely. I still think that I don't know if it's a software problem or what, but just the responsiveness of the sensor on previous generation Android phones is awful.
According to Vic Gundotra, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm sorry. It's not intentional. I have crazy amounts of respect for the guy. Yeah. Super smart guy. Yeah. Walked away at the right time. I think he walked away and all of a sudden forgot everything because the thing is, the Pixel takes stunning photography. It
really does.
Just straight up. Yeah. If you watch my video on the Yi M1, that's an actual camera. That is a $300 or $400 mirrorless camera that's only a camera. And its job is to be a camera.
Sidebar, I love that shameless plug you threw in there. If you watch my video
I don't care.
on the Yi
I didn't say, like, I'll have the link in the description below because I knew I was going to walk into it. I didn't. But there's a shot of...
And also,
shut up.
I was going to say, and also the link is going to be in the description below.
It will not! There's a shot of just the video. Oh, God, see, you threw me off. There's a shot of a photo that I took with the camera and a photo that I took of the Pixel. Exact same time, same space, same bat channel. And the Pixel just looks so much better. Yeah. Now, it's a combination of the software and, like you said, the sensor actually inside the phone. What Vic is saying is that the iPhone, because Apple owns end-to-end everything about the phone, though, and the hardware and the software, they can basically make it sing. And he's not wrong.
Right.
But even Samsung, I can't believe I'm going to say this, even Samsung didn't have trashy cameras. To say that they are years behind, I still don't think that Samsung cameras are years behind. They still take great photos, too. Now, if I'm going to take a photo with the RIP blue phones from Amazon, different story. Those are not good. Those are budget phones for a reason.
Yeah, well, so I guess I've never taken a picture with the blue phones before. I have had a Samsung camera in the past, and I don't know. I'm torn because part of the fundamental question with are Android phones terrible at taking pictures fundamentally revolves around, is it a software problem or is it a hardware problem?
He's saying because it's open source, it's never going to be as good as Apple's. I actually will go ahead and say that the Pixel is better than Apple iPhone 6 Plus.
Okay.
iPhone 7... I don't have an iPhone 7. I would like to get an iPhone 7 just to do shot-by-shot comparisons between it and the Pixel. But the iPhone 7 gets rave reviews for the quality of the photography and the videography.
But so
I don't know.
The point that he makes, though, as far as, like, because it's open source, it will never be as good as the iPhone because Apple has such tight control over the hardware software. Like, that is the whole point behind the Made by Google initiative.
Yep.
Like that is the entire purpose behind it, is to have that control. And I agree to the extent that as soon as Google started having like the tyrannical control over the hardware itself, things improved.
Tyrannosaurus Rex control.
Little arms.
I like to take pictures.
Jesus. Anyway, so as soon as they started exercising control, the quality of the devices improved massively.
Agree.
So, I mean, I disagree with him fundamentally. I think he's massively underestimating how good the Pixel is. I think Android has a lot of room to go still before it's like top-tier competitor, but I don't think that makes, especially the Pixel, I don't think that makes the Pixel bad by any stretch. And I think it's a lot closer than what he thinks.
See, the thing is, even the Google phone now is not, people call it vanilla or like your standard Google approach.
Right.
It still has extra things added into it. It's not your bare bones open source Android.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that, but
okay, now that we got that, Pixel is great. I am so stoked about the RED Hydrogen One prototype. That what?
I want to throw one quick hit in there because you brought it up.
What?
Blue phones.
Go ahead.
So
BLU,
BLU.
not like the color blue.
Yeah. So on Amazon, you can no longer buy a blue phone, BLU. That's the name brand because they got taken off of Amazon.
And why is that, Greg?
They are apparently riddled with spyware. Which
From
I think
where,
is interesting.
Greg?
From China. So this is something that I guess Amazon's brought to their attention before. They have tried to get it fixed up, and Amazon finally said, look, if you don't get it done, we're going to pull the plug on you. They didn't. There is apparently still a ton of malware spyware on there, sending data back to China, and yeah, so they got pulled.
Bad.
It's super bad. It's most concerning to me is, like, so smartphone is obvious, okay, but how many other cheap Chinese electronics come overseas that are also riddled with spyware, that are also stealing all of the data off of your devices that you connect them to? Like, I feel like the fact that we found this on the blue phones, for every one that you find, there's like 50 other ones that sneak underneath the radar.
Probably.
So,
Well,
but that's me just being overly paranoid.
super
Let's be
dark.
real. Let's be
Super dark.
super real.
Before we forget, shameless plug, right where you see here on the MacBook
Indeed.
is all of our socials. Follow Greg on Twitter at,
Ominous hominid.
it's O and a whole bunch of letters.
He refuses to say. Anytime he tries to say
Spell
my
it.
OMINOUSHOMINID, boom, drops mic. I'm out. What do you got?
I don't even know what you said.
You asked me
A
to
whole
spell, I
bunch
did.
of letters with
Exactly.
a couple
Anytime he
M's
tries
in
to
it.
say it, it's like like that's my impression of you. It's pretty accurate, if I do say so myself. I've been working on that impression for a while too.
On the tweets, hit me at Scott Peachy. Make sure it's PEACHEY, fuzzy fruit with an EY on the end. Yeah,
Do you feel good about that joke?
I do. And on the Instas, Scott Peachy 06. That's SCOTTP06.
Yeah, we're totally,
Hey, Wes.
totally gonna make it till December. Totally gonna make it till December.
We're
Hi,
making it.
Wes.
We're making it.
We on principle alone, it'll be January 1st. I'll be like, F
I
this,
hate
I'm
you.
out.
I hate you. I'm done with it.
You're welcome, Kevin.
Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Huge fake news. Huge.
Not going there. Red Hydrogen One Prototype.
You-
MKBHD.
Bro, it's been a long time since I've seen you this excited for something.
MKBHD
You
got.
Hype.
I cannot look. I bought Google Glass.
Yeah.
That was $1,500.
Yeah.
Like, that was a very expensive piece of
For sure,
machinery.
yeah.
And I am just itching
Oh, I know you are, man.
to be like,
Yeah. Take all. It's the Fry from Futurama. Like, take my money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't yet.
I'm surprised.
FYI.
I'm surprised.
Are you really surprised?
I am a little bit.
Really?
I really am. I figured this was going to be something that you wanted so badly that you would figure out a way to scheme your way into it. You'd be like, I'm going to sell my...
Can't. I have nothing I can possibly
Oh.
sell. I have nothing I can sell. Nothing.
Fair enough.
I can't.
Do you have kidneys?
I need one.
Yeah.
Well, the way that I drink Diet Pop, I probably need two.
You probably, yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, can I buy a third?
I'm going to need one on order. MKBHD has 3 prototypes. One is a workable prototype that showed the screen, which is that holographic 4D.
Yeah.
It was blurred out. If you haven't found it, go out to his YouTube channel.
MKBHD, who is...
If you don't know who he is,
oh
just,
my God, many times more popular than we are.
yeah,
by a lot.
He
By a lot.
has friends in high places. It was blurred out, but he had a chance to see. You can look and watch his reaction to the actual holographic display. I don't know if I was expecting it, but he didn't get like overwhelmingly.
I was gonna say that
enthused.
too,
Like
yeah.
he is like, you can definitely tell. Like you watch his eyes, like, okay, this has definitely piqued his interest. But I don't know if it was like it almost came across as a gimmick to him. Like the look on his face said, I don't think I would ever use this.
I got the
like
impression,
it, but
I got the impression it's like, okay, the guys from Red just handed me this device. They're staring at me. He's clearly in like a hotel room or something along those lines,
Yeah.
and he's looking at it and just going, okay, I probably need to be a little more excited about this than what I actually am. So that makes me wonder whether or not this is a spin on the Amazon Fire Phone, that crazy 3D effect that they had on the Fire Phone.
it might be. I don't know.
Which is
But that, honestly,
gimmick.
the screen,
Pure gimmick.
I could care less about.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care about the screen. The phone, so the 3 prototypes he had one that was non-functional but had everything, the final product on the outside.
Yeah.
Then he had the internals on another one. And then he had one that, much like what we thought, there's going to be the pins on the back
Yep.
that you can bolt on other accessories to, a la the Motos that you see now. So that was the last one, and it showed this huge, ginormous sensor that very clearly is going to cost a lot of money.
Buku bucks, man.
But it's going to be something that you just bolt on, throw your phone in, and it automatically makes that camera on the phone almost RED quality.
He also did a side-by-side comparison with the prototype of the Red phone next to, was that an iPhone?
It was probably an iPhone 7
It was a Plus for sure, but it was bigger, substantially
huge
bigger.
phone.
It was big in his hands, and that dude has like I got big hands. That
Huge
dude has
banana
monster hands.
Yeah. So it's not a small phone.
For sure.
For most people, I would say it's not something that they would pocket. For most people, it's not something they're going to buy.
Correct.
I am not most people. And I have...
Boy, ain't that a fact.
Man, I'm telling you right now.
I mean, so...
I'm telling you right now.
Look, we have talked about the Red phone and, like, the hows and the whens of when we would buy it. Like my point is, I would not use it as a daily driver. But your point to, if this is the cheapest way to get into RED technology, RED quality of device, RED quality of picture... $1,500 is a drop in the bucket, even if you spring for the titanium one, and you don't go with the cheaper like $1,300 aluminum one. You just cannot beat that entry, because what's the next entry level?
So that would be the
camera,
Scarlet,
which is $1,500 or $15,000.
It's $15,000, and that just came out as an Apple exclusive,
which is bananas.
Yeah,
I mean that is absolutely crazy.
$15,000 gets you the full RED setup.
Yeah.
Or for $1,500, you get this phone. Now, last weekend, we had a conversation with a friend of ours about, because a lot of the stuff that we had heard was, I'm never going to spend that kind of money on a phone. And then I go, hold on, wait just 1 second.
I hope he's watching.
I really do too.
Yeah.
Person, if you're watching, comment, and I will tell you.
Yeah.
That you're still wrong. The argument was that I could never spend $1,200 on a phone, and then I would say, okay, do you plan on taking photos with it like a DSLR?
Yeah.
Well, yes. Okay, well, if you spend $700 on a DSLR...
Which is easy. Super easy.
And you spend $700 on a phone, which, by the way, the phone, probably most of you that you have right now, with the exception of Kevin, is probably a $700 phone. $700. $700. So if I do $700 on a camera and $700 on a phone, that's $1,400. If I can get a great camera that's probably better than the camera I have in my phone, plus my phone, I will pay and save $200.
So my biggest concern with that is it's an Android phone, and Android phones already have a real problem with security updates and stuff like that, with vendor support.
Okay, I was going to
what I'm
say,
saying?
because we get monthly security updates from Google.
It's not that we don't get the security updates, it's the length of time that we get access to those updates, because I mean after a certain time, I mean nobody supports the device. Google, I think, is actually among the better ones out there that are supporting their own devices, which I'm super appreciative of.
So you're saying what happens with RED?
That's what I'm concerned about, because like I have a Nexus 6P. My phone is going to be one of the last ones that gets, if not the last model that gets access to Android O when it comes out. I'm still going to get
the 6P,
security updates.
The 6P and the 5X.
Oh, 5X gets it too?
Because they came out at the same time.
Okay, so that generation of phone is going to be the last one that gets Android O. We'll still get security updates for a while, so we're still getting support. But RED has no experience in this area. RED has never built a phone before, and I would just be concerned about like how what does that support look like? If I'm spending that much money, if I'm buying into RED, what does that look like from an update standpoint, from a security standpoint?
According to Kevin, his phone costs $1.50 and a beer. Works just fine. Next time that you see Kevin,
Cool
won't you
story,
ask?
bro.
Yeah, next time you see Kevin, ask him what he found on the back of his phone case.
Oh, I can't wait for this story.
Yep, that'll be good.
Excited for that one.
So anybody else, the other 3 people that are watching, has no idea that this is weird conversation happening between. We all work at the same place. Kevin, I love you, Kevin.
The only one that I don't know in person is Wes.
Wes is a good guy. I've never
I've
met
met
Wes in person.
I mean, the fact that he shows up, we appreciate you. I feel like everyone else almost feels obligated to show up because we know
Hearts.
him. Yeah.
Hearts for all.
But we
Okay,
love you
so
all.
Red Phone, donate. If somebody wants to live chat, I don't know why they would.
Yeah.
$1,200. Then go ahead.
I was like, I have no idea where you're going with this right now.
$1,200.
We'll
Tesla,
do a review on it, and we'll give you credit for it. I mean,
I will. Yeah,
for $1,200, I for sure would do that. Yeah.
I'd send him a Pixel.
Yeah. There you go. You send me $1,200, I send you a used Pixel. What a deal, Scott!
No, I'll buy him a new one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll buy him a new one.
And then flip yours and...
No. Why are we still going? Tesla Model 3 release, ready for mainstream adoption. Yeah, go. Because you're excited about this.
I am, because I've been looking for a way to get into electric cars, but I love driving. I love the feel of driving. I am a stick shift aficionado. I have always had stick cars up until this last car that I have, my Charger that I have now, which I don't particularly care for.
Gotcha.
I love the feel of driving. It's just fun to me. So, like, as far as electric
You like
cars
stick.
go,
We get it.
what you did there.
You said you liked stick.
So I've been looking for a way to get into electric cars that aren't gutless. Because, like, that's the problem. Like, you can buy a Nissan Leaf, you can buy a Prius, you can buy a Honda Insight or whatever. Actually, I don't even think you can buy an Insight.
Did you say Leaf?
Nissan Leaf, yeah.
Nissan Leaf.
Most of the EV cars that are out there, like, yeah, you'll get 240 miles on a charge or something along those lines, but they're gutless. I mean, they're just, there's no soul in them at all to drive. So the fact that Elon Musk came out and said that he was going to produce, like, they were going to start on the high end, right? The Model S, the Model X, which I saw one in person the other day at Home Depot of all places.
Wait, is that the gull wings?
The gull wing door SUV
So
one?
sweet.
It's pretty cool looking in person. Like,
So sweet.
creepy silent, scary silent.
Well, don't they have to pump the noise into, like... You don't hear the noise anymore. Like, so
No, from the outside though, like pulled up basically right beside me, and I had just got out of the car, and I was like, you can't hear anything at all. It's just you're so used to the sound of cars that it is remarkably off-putting when you don't hear it.
I love that.
I do too. I think it's really cool. Anyway, so the Model 3 is Tesla's attempt to kind of get into the not budget, but like Honda Civic sized and priced car. So I think the initial offers that are going out now, or the initial purchase price on them right now is like I can't remember. Click on the link. I think it's like $40,000 or something along those lines.
For a Honda Civic size?
Click on it. See what it is.
Honda Civic size.
It's like $30,000 to $40,000
They're getting $1,800 a day?
a day, which I thought was really impressive. $44,000.
Oh. $44,000?
But all electric. All electric.
I get that, but hang on. Okay, go on.
Point being, you would be hard pressed to get into any type of a hybrid, let alone a pure EV, let alone something that has access to the technology that Teslas have for that cheap. That is getting really close to the point of people can just say, well, instead of buying the Civic, I'll buy the Tesla.
Okay, so Civics are like 23.
Okay, no, they're not.
A Civic.
Base model.
A base model Civic is
Okay,
closer.
sure.
What do you say it is?
Base model, fine.
I said 23.
Base model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, of like a fully boated and loaded
Yeah.
SI, it's like 36.
Yeah. That's my car. I buy SIs.
Okay.
So for me, the cost difference is negligible. If I'm going to
That
buy a
I
Civic,
would agree with.
If I'm going to buy a Civic, I'm not buying
Yeah, but
a
it
base
doesn't have
model
a
Civic.
stick.
The SI does. That's what I'm saying. Like,
The Tesla doesn't.
Hang on. I'm spending premium money for the premium Civic, which is dumb. I mean, it's
Still a Civic.
yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like a high end Walmart. Like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Aren't those called Targets?
I got jokes.
High-end Walmart. It's a Target.
So you're spending kind of premium money for a cheaper car. I look at the Model 3 as the same thing. The Model 3 is a lower end Tesla car. You're spending premium money for it, but the cost difference between something like an SI or even a lower model Accord, because I also looked at the Accord, the 4-door stick Accord, which is pretty nice too. That's still going to run you mid 30s. I mean, what's the difference at that point between, call it 35 and 44? Granted, it's $9,000, but now you're all EV, man.
You're talking to the wrong guy on new cars. I do not buy new cars.
The irony behind all of this is you used to have a BMW.
Okay.
Different story. I get it.
Wait a minute.
But
that is.
But
hang on.
But
that
it still cracks me up because you had a BMW, and it's anybody who doesn't know you is like, wait a minute.
Hang on. That's not fair.
I know it's not.
Then why did you say it?
Because it just makes me laugh the fact that you used to have a BMW sitting in your driveway. He didn't pay for it.
No.
Or at
well,
least
I
not
did.
anywhere close to market value.
No, I didn't. I used to work there, and that's why you get deals on the cars.
Yes.
That's it. That's the reason. If I didn't get a deal on the car,
you would not have.
I would not have done it.
Totally get that. Yeah.
Because for the cost of what I could get one of those cars for was significantly better than a used car.
Yeah. So Tesla 3 goes to the used market.
Then we can talk.
Yeah.
Then we can talk.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not lining up to buy a $44,000 car. That's still way outside of any price range that I'm willing to throw down.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah.
But
yeah,
as those things start, like the fact that you have a car that is hitting the types of price range are going to get close to us, and then knowing full well that those are going to be bought, driven, and eventually make their way onto the secondary market, that's appealing to me. That means that we're, 5-ish years away from being able to pick up a Tesla 3 used, probably 3 to 5 years away from being able to pick up a used Tesla 3.
Well, I'm looking at the used, like, oh man, that red one's nice.
It does. The white looks super sick, I think. And then I'm interested too, like, I believe this has all the same auto drive features. Obviously you have to pay for it, but
so you get all the same stuff. You just get a smaller version.
Yeah. If it still has that, and I have not found confirmation of this yet, granted, I haven't looked super deeply, if it has access to autopilot, and I could pick one up on the secondary market for about the same as even as a new car, like even as like a new Civic or something along those lines, I would do that. If I could lease it, I would probably also do that too. I don't really like leasing, but I would love to get autopilot and an electric car. Would be awesome.
I want the autopilot.
Yeah. I want to not pay for gas. That would be super cool too.
Oh, I need to get gas. Plug into the wall.
Yeah. Done.
It's not gas. But you get the point.
Yeah.
I need to.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, but it's going to raise the cost of my electric, Greg. We're not getting into that today.
No, I mean, I'm sure there's an argument to be made there. Like, okay, random side
minimal.
story.
I watched a YouTube video. So minimal. Guy tracked it. He lived in California, obviously. Tracked all of that. Very minimal. Super minimal. And then,
I mean, they make kilowatts. Like there's a device called a kilowatt. You plug something into that, and it will tell you how many watts it uses, and then you can basically just do the math for how much that's going to cost you.
Yeah, it's minimal when you compare it to the gas that you pay.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
The next one was the SNES Classic, which you kind of...
Yeah, we already touched on that one. Basically, pre-orders available at the end of the month. Super excited for that one. Keep your eyes open. I know you're going to do one, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Which one? You can play the game?
Well, yeah. The State of the Union is always afterwards.
Okay.
We got to get a good chuckle in.
New game tonight. Hold your horses, right? You ready for this one?
Much like Greg said, it's Scott and Greg rip off the internet.
Yeah, that's totally the title I'm calling this. It's
in the title and the description.
Is it really?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, Scott and Greg rip off the internet. Basically, if you look out on the internet right now or on YouTube, there's a bunch of people that are kind of doing a similar thing called dad jokes or you laugh, you lose or something along those lines.
Yep.
Scott and I are terrible about not laughing about things. So we are going to play You Laugh, You Lose. We're going to tell each other just the worst jokes. Not worst as in dirty, just awful, bad, not funny jokes.
Oh, no, they'll be funny. I
Some of them are
promise
funny.
you they will be funny.
I tried to find just bad jokes. Some of them.
Okay.
So,
There is no heads or tails. We just go back and forth. You laugh, you lose.
is anyone going to keep score? Should we keep score?
I'm going to win.
I was going to say, like all the other games, let's just count it as a W in my column,
Yeah,
and
that's
then
not
we'll
gonna
true
happen.
up at the end. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Oh, boy. I'm going to start real light.
Real easy.
Real light. Are you
Okay.
ready?
Yeah,
And for those 3 other people watching, are you ready? Here we go.
probably not. They've
I
turned
ate
it
and I'm
off
like,
by now. Yeah.
What did the 0 say to the 8?
I don't know.
Nice belt. You wanted to. I could see it in your face. Okay, go ahead.
You know what time my dentist appointment is tomorrow?
What?
2:30.
Hold it in. Let it simmer. I don't know if I can get through this one without laughing myself.
Okay.
Woo! What do you call a pony with a little cough? You got it.
No. What do you call a pony with a little cough?
A little horse. Take it. Take it. Just take it.
You know what Forrest Gump's Wi-Fi password is?
I don't. I do know.
1 Forrest 1.
I do know. But it's your stupid face that gets me. Your dumb face is getting me. I'm trying to hold it back, but your stupid face makes me laugh.
God.
I could feel my lip quiver trying not to laugh.
Oh, God. I don't know if I told you this one. Why
Try again.
why can chicken coop... Sorry, I'm already laughing. Why can chicken coops only have 2 doors?
I don't know.
Because if it had 4, it'd be a chicken sedan.
That joke is awful.
Just feel bad about it.
Why should you sit in a corner when you're cold?
Why?
Because they're all usually around 90 degrees.
That was actually pretty clever. I will give you credit for that one. What does a nosy pepper do?
I legit don't know.
He has jalapeno business.
That's so stupid. What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Lean beef.
Just take it. What concert costs 45 cents?
I don't know.
50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
I knew that was going to be the answer, too.
Oh, take it.
What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef.
Why did Dracula's roommate move out?
I don't know.
He kept coughing.
That's a terrible joke.
You didn't say they had to be good. How many more you got?
I got a handful.
Okay.
Let me get to the good ones. My
Oh,
favorite
you were
ones.
waiting. You were holding back.
I mean, I got a couple in my pocket.
Okay.
What's brown and rhymes with Snoop? Dr. Dre. I told you I had a Snoop joke in there.
Wow.
I told you I had one.
Wow. What did the DJ name his newborn son?
No, I don't know.
Eric.
That's so stupid.
Gotcha. Take it.
What's red and bad for your teeth? A brick.
God. What's the difference between snow men and snow women?
I already know this joke. What?
Snowballs.
Snowballs. Yeah.
so bad.
What did the ocean say to the shore? Nothing. It just waved.
What do you call someone that never farts in public?
I don't know.
A private tutor. Pretty sure I'm winning this one.
I'm pretty sure you are too. I find anything funny. What's blue and smells like red paint?
Oh.
Blue paint.
So stupid. God, why is it so dumb? What did Michael Jackson call his denim store?
I have no idea.
Billie Jean's. Yeah.
That's awful. Last one. What kind of bees make milk? Boobies. Do it.
Nope. Oh, here you go. Very timely.
Yeah.
Started a band called 999 Megabytes. We haven't got a gig yet.
Oh, that's so bad.
So bad. Take it. Take it.
I lied. I got one more.
Okay.
Let's see if I can do this one. Horse walks into a bar and bartender says, "Hey, fella, why the long face?" Horse says, "Because alcoholism is slowly destroying my family."
That was dark. Jeez.
I just love that it was a take on like the classic joke. "Hey, fella, why the long face?" And then there's a response to it. Made me laugh. That's all.
Last one, ready?
Yeah. What do you got?
How do you find Will Smith in the snow?
I don't know.
Look
how.
for Fresh Prince.
God, I hate you so much.
Okay.
All right.
State of the Union.
State of the Union. Mobile phones.
Okay.
This was going to be last week's State of the Union, and then we started talking about artificial
AI.
Intelligence and the robots taking over.
We are still real. Robots still not.
Pretty
taking
sure.
over.
We are living in a simulation, though.
Are we though?
Or are we?
Red pill, blue pill.
Mobile phones. We have.
Boy, we can take this so many
I
different
know. So
directions.
we've sort of talked about this in at least one other show, and I think what it boils down to is it's the concept of peak phone, right? So we've gotten to the point where there's a ton of phones that are out there, and none of them are really doing anything remarkably different. So how do you tell the difference between like a good phone and a bad phone? And I think that's the whole reason why manufacturers like Blue even have market shares, because you can get a Blue phone and it sort of looks like a Samsung. What's the not Note line? The S3
Galaxy.
or whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it kind of looks like one of those. It kind of looks like
That was another joke that I had.
what?
What do you call a security guard at a Samsung store? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that's not funny though. It's not even good.
I feel like that was a bit uncalled for.
It was. It always is. So yeah, how do you tell a good phone from a bad phone? Like if my parents come to me and they're like, "Hey, what's a good phone?" I can already tell you that they're going to say an iPhone. Like that's
you're
the
saying
phone that they want, I guess I should say. But
But
to
that's
sell
not-
somebody,
That's not good. That's marketing.
I mean, it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue that iPhones are,
They're not.
they're
not
more
bad.
well, yeah, but they're not more difficult to use than Android phones. I would almost put it the other way around. Like Android phones have come a long way, but
They're still significantly more difficult.
iPhones?
No. Android phones.
Oh yeah, for sure. So
How do you choose?
How do you
So,
choose?
if there were to be somebody watching the show that has an old Samsung S3, oddly specific, but if there were a
Yeah.
person watching the show that needed a new phone,
yeah,
and they asked me,
I bet they get that phone for cheap.
they probably did.
Yeah,
According, my guess, it would be $1.50 in a beer,
if I had to guess.
if I had to guess. Are you watching this? Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's going to depend on what your use case is.
Thanks,
for.
Nate and Farmerna. Appreciate it. Love you, mean it.
if it's I'm going to take a lot of photography with my kids, I need some space.
Yeah.
Well, okay, then you've kind of nailed it down to 2 phones in my mind, the Pixel and the iPhone. Okay, that's going to be dependent. What else do you do? Like, I can't just come out and say, oh, it's a phone now. I can't do that anymore.
And again, I think that's largely a part because it's become so hard to continue to drive the bar of innovation up for phones that everyone else is kind of caught up. And
so maybe RED is... I keep coming back to RED because it's
Okay.
It's so different.
But the interesting thing about that is that the price point of the RED at $1,200 or $1,600...
It's not market friendly.
Well, I'm not even saying that it's not market friendly. That falls in line with some of the rumors you hear about Apple exploring the idea of having a higher price point for a premium phone. So it might very well be that for, call it $800, this is the best phone you're going to get for $800. Like, every phone is going to be kind of orbiting this common space of they all look just about the same. They all look like basically iPhone ripoffs, for lack of a better term, because that's kind of how everyone compares them. So in that point, it comes down to the features, but now trying to describe to an average non-super techie dork person about, like, oh, you want this phone versus this phone because why? Oh, it's got more megabytes. This one has premium internets.
You got to call and ask about that.
Yes.
Call and ask about them premium internets.
Yeah. Usually got to call your IT guy, though. They
Has
would
to be
know.
an IT guy.
They would know. So
again, it's going to be it's going to depend on your use case. I keep coming back to that use case. If you don't, you're like, I don't care. I just need a phone. I just need a phone to internet's a little bit. I need to get my email. I need to get text messages. Honestly, iPhone is the way to go. It is the easiest way to handle that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're people like us, where you're like, no, I like to tinker a little bit.
Yeah.
I like a little bit more flavor, so to speak, with the way that I handle my phone, then Android's probably the way to go.
Yeah.
It's just, well, then you get into but hang on, you get into the next flavor, right? So with iPhone, you have 2 choices. The regular and the Plus.
yeah.
A
Big and
small
small.
version,
Yeah.
small, large.
Yeah.
But everything about it is still the same. With Android, way different story. With Android, you have the things like
billion different
there's a
versions
boatload,
of it.
and that's part of the problem that you have with Android is the fragmentation. With Apple, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
It's just a small or a large.
Yeah.
It looks the same. It performs the same for the most part, except for a year or so ago where they got busted putting less good internals in the smaller version than in the big version.
Oops.
Yeah, for the most
Was
part.
that not the S, the C?
It was the 6, I thought.
Yeah, didn't they make... So they, for a while at least, they had like 3 different versions. They had like large, small, and then cheap. You remember that one?
Yes.
Like this,
it was a
it
plastic...
the 6C or something like that?
It was a 5C.
5C, okay.
It was a 5C.
So was that the one that they got busted putting the cheap
No,
internals in?
they actually put a... So it's relatively busted, right?
Right.
So they had the 6 and then the 6 Plus.
Right.
But it was something like if you got the 64 gig versus this 64 gig or this 64 gig, but this 120,
that's where the
28
people were
gig,
hunting
like
for like
yeah,
specific.
they really were going for really specific.
Yeah,
like
I
the
remember that.
hard drive that they used in this device
Yeah.
wasn't as good and it wasn't as fast. So it was like it caused a bit of a stir, but honestly, who cares?
Yeah.
It's fast was still fast relative for most folks using an iPhone. If you're someone who has Apple everything else, and I mean everything else, MacBook Pro, iPad, whatever else, just get the iPhone. It plays nice with all of your stuff.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
The camera on both the iPhone 7 and the Pixel are still great.
Yeah.
So again, if your whole life is within the Apple ecosystem, stay in the Apple ecosystem. If your whole life is like mine and not in the Apple ecosystem, it's a much harder transition to just an Apple device. I have tried 2 occasions to get an iPhone.
Which,
And I can't.
the amusing thing to me is like we're doing this show on a MacBook Pro, a 2016 MacBook Pro. Video on Sunday.
Boom.
Shameless
Shnakalaka.
plug. So yeah, we're doing this entire thing on a MacBook Pro. I love MacBook Pros.
I do too.
You love your MacBook Pro.
Love my MacBook Pro.
Don't like their phones. Don't
Nope.
like their tablets.
The tablets are okay, but I'm not a tablet guy.
Yeah.
Like, if I were a tablet guy,
See, I can't justify.
I can't get into tablets.
I can't justify the cost for the tablet, especially because like you can go to, again, tinker's mindset, right? So I can go to Amazon and buy a 6th gen Amazon Fire tablet, root it. Now it's an Android tablet that cost me $50, $35 maybe.
Yeah.
And does all the thing. I mean, it's a slate. It's not a true tablet style. Like it's
Kevin
not the
brings up a
big
good
one.
point. What if you're not in any ecosystem?
Okay, that was actually going to be my next point. Is like so far your two suggestions are basically the two premium devices on the market, which is the iPhone and the Pixel. So what happens if it comes down to, am I going to do Apple? If not, then which Android device do you pick? And if you don't want to spend the money, then you're basically guaranteed to go Android. So then what?
Well, see, therein lies a lot of the problem that you have. Again, I keep talking about with Android is the fragmentation.
Yeah.
If you don't live in any ecosystem, and maybe the thing you want is, I want a smartphone, and I don't want it to be Apple because it's a premium cost, and I don't want it to be the Pixel because it's a premium cost, then what do I do? Well, then that's when you can, like, there's no tiering, right? Everybody goes to Samsung. Samsung is this big, huge media conglomerate.
But they're not any cheaper.
Well, hang on. That's what I was going to say. They're not any cheaper. They are gorgeous devices.
They are.
They are flat out. I have seen some of the renders of the Note 8.
Yeah.
And it is pretty.
Interesting.
Like, the renders make it look fabulous.
I'm always skeptical of the renders because you usually see those leaked online ahead of time.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but how representative of the final device is this?
It's the same, like, well, I've seen so many renders. They've been so much the same.
Yeah.
Everything about the renders has been the same.
Yeah.
So from what I've been able to gather about, like, the research online about the Note 8 is it's still going to have those very similar edges that you see with the
S8 Edge.
The S8 Edge, that type of thing. It's going to have that same...
The rounded
It's going to look like
corners.
the screen is kind of melting over the ends. Not in a bad way. That's not a fire joke.
Yeah.
Not
this time.
Not this time. I did not
time.
intentionally do that. But it's a beautiful looking device. It does have a headphone jack from what I've been able to find online.
Shockingly.
I know, right? Does not currently have a fire battery. Also, the renders didn't tell me that. That was interesting. That was a really bad joke.
Yeah, it was. Well, I got it though.
It's okay.
But I mean, the one thing that I have to give Samsung is like the curved edge screen thing.
Beautiful.
It adds a surprisingly gorgeous factor to those devices. Like, because at first I was like, this is such a stupid gimmick. Like, oh, you can lay your phone down and get like status notifications on the side of your phone. No one's doing that. But hold that thing in your hand, and it looks like you have a ton more screen real estate, even though you really don't. It looks like a futuristic device.
So
that I think is an awesome,
yeah,
shockingly awesome.
Again, going to Kevin's point, but that's still kind of the premium top tier.
Yeah.
So, like, in the top tier of Android phones, you have there is a fly on the screen. Do you see this?
I do.
He off my MacBook Pro, bro.
He just wants to cuddle.
I don't want to cuddle. In the premium edition, you have the Google Pixels, Google Pixel XL, the Samsung Note 8, Samsung Galaxy S8s, almost at S7. That is the more premium type Android devices. But then when you come down here, do not go with blue.
Well,
they're riddled
for sure.
Right.
You'd be hard pressed to buy one right now.
But then
honestly.
what about the things like Essential? That's a phone brand that no one's had yet, right? What about the Honors?
Yep.
What about the Huawei?
Of course you would.
The Huawei's.
The LGs.
The LGs,
HTC.
the Huawei's, the HTCs.
Yeah.
I don't know. HTC's pretty crap.
No, I agree.
The
but
U11. I mean, again, they have all these factors. There's just so many more Android devices to choose from. So Windows phones are dead. They are dead. You have just the two choices are Android. So, okay.
Twice now, by the way, I'm going to point out twice that Microsoft has tried to come out with a Windows device because they see that there is so much potential, especially when you see the people that get really invested in the ecosystem, a la Apple, a la Google. They've tried twice now to do Windows phones and have failed both times because Microsoft also suffers from that same supportability problem that Google has, where they'll come out with this awesome new device or awesome new product, sort of support it for a while, and then just let it atrophy and die eventually. Super frustrating. Oh god, what was it? Was it an LG? There was the one Windows phone that was like the brick
There was a Nokia.
Was it a Nokia?
It was Nokia. Pretty much had the Windows stuff on lockdown.
It was a gorgeous phone. It was an awesome phone, too. I worked with somebody who had that phone. It was a legitimately cool phone. That was the one device that made me go, ooh, I could see doing a Windows phone.
Couldn't see it.
I could totally see that one phone. That one phone.
But it was because of hardware.
Well, the device itself was gorgeous, but they were doing different and interesting things with the interface. I actually liked the Metro interface, which anybody who doesn't live in Windows world, Metro was the abysmal interface that was on Windows 8. The weird, like, the tiles. Yeah. Does not work at all for a regular desktop. Does not work for a non-touchscreen device.
Nope.
But to have it in the palm of your hand, to have it on a tablet, to have it on a phone, it made total sense to me. And it worked. It worked really well.
So, again, kind of addressing Kevin's system in a long way about it, it is iPhone, Android. If you don't want an iPhone, it's only Android, or you don't have a smartphone.
You can
that just doesn't work.
You can get Blackberries. You can.
Oh yeah,
I mean, technically speaking, you can do that.
Well,
but
no, the new Blackberries run Android. They run Android.
That's even better.
Yeah, they don't run like whatever.
Was it? It's not Tizen.
No, they run Android.
No, Tizen is Samsung. Does BlackBerry is pursuing an Android flavor of their own?
Yeah, what is it?
Whatever,
I don't
but
know.
it's not that. It's
not
running
that.
regular.
It's running 7.1.1, whatever the newest one is. BlackBerry 1, I think.
Huh. You learn something new.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what to recommend once you get outside of.
It all comes down to the use case. What do you need it for? I need basic internets.
Yeah.
I'm going to do text messaging. I'd like to take some pictures of my, kids or grandkids.
So it basically implies that if you're saying, so if somebody says, what kind of phone should I get? And then I say, what are you going to do with it? And they're like, it doesn't matter. I'm not doing much with it. Then you go, then it doesn't matter what phone you pick. Seems to be kind of the answer
but
to that.
there is still something else. And thus the reason I haven't upgraded. Nothing to gain. That's not right, though.
I disagree
that's not
with that.
right, though. Like,
if you have an older phone, there's a ton that you gain, but it's hard to pick something that is differentiated amongst the crowd. Like, there's just everything is the same until you spend money.
If you don't want to, you have to have a reason to upgrade. I agree with that. It's like, if my phone works and I don't if I just come home and I throw my phone on the counter and I don't mess with it, then you're right. You don't need a phone. You only need a smartphone in that case of emergency. Quite honestly, you probably could get away with a flip phone.
Yeah. My in-laws, love them to death. My in-laws, one of them has a legit flip phone, like battery lasts for a month because it's not doing anything. And the other one, anytime the phone dies, they just upgrade to whatever's like the cheap $100 Samsung phone. So they just picked up the S5, I think. He loves it.
There you go. The S5.
Yeah.
And you're right. Only if you use it. If you don't use it, then you don't really have much to gain. Like, it's the same situation. Like, why should I upgrade my MacBook?
Yeah.
Why should I upgrade to the 2017 MacBook when the 2016 could do?
Watch on Sunday.
There you go. Look at that shameless plug.
Yeah.
But if it's a situation like I broke my phone, okay, you broke your phone. Now you have no functional phone, but you need a smartphone.
Yeah.
Then we can start to have the conversations around like what are you going to do with it? Like, do you want to take better pictures? Do you want a little bit better battery life?
Yeah.
Do you want this, that, and the other? Okay, have you thought about getting into an ecosystem, or is it one of those I'm putting on my tinfoil hat and everybody's going to come out and get me?
I feel like most people don't put on the tinfoil hat. I'm one of the few crazies that does that. But most people just don't care. Like, most people aren't invested in one environment over another to where they even care at all. You know what I mean? Like you, I feel like you and I are the exceptions on either side of the spectrum. You are totally invested, and I refuse to be invested. So, yeah.
A while ago.
Oh, who's this? Gene Dene. Hey, man, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But, no, we talked about Tesla very briefly. Basically, the short version is the Tesla worth the buy right now? And for us, it's getting really close. $44,000 is super close to being able to.
But my God, do I want a P100D?
Oh, my God.
But I don't want to spend $120 to get it.
for sure. Not yet.
Oh, I
Yeah,
do
I wish.
so. Okay, but when you start to get into like that 25K range,
Well, I mean, again, used. If I can buy an electric car used like that,
if I can buy an electric Tesla used
Yeah.
right now, 25K, I'll do it.
for sure.
Sign the contract.
Okay, so let's finish up the phone conversation.
Okay, the phone conversation. Dean. Okay.
Dean.
Thanks, Dean. Sorry.
Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So again, it's going to be really dependent, but it is really two distinctions of it's Apple
Yeah.
or Android,
Yeah.
and then the flavors of Android are huge.
Yeah.
And it's going to be also, once you get into those different flavors, unfortunately, because of the way that Google has done it, those different flavors of Android, the nougats,
Yeah.
the marshmallows, the lollipops, the jelly beans, I'm impressed that I've been able to go back that far.
I'm impressed. Yeah.
See if
I don't think I can remember that.
So donut, eclair, A, B, C, D, E, F. F was Froyo, gingerbread, Kit Kat,
H, honeycomb.
honeycomb, but H was so honeycomb was only on the tablet.
Sure.
Only
but
on the
still,
tablet.
It was there.
It was there.
A thing.
Honeycomb, and then what did I say?
Ice cream sandwich.
Ice cream sandwich. Then there was the Kit Kat mess,
Yeah.
and then So all of those different. I don't know why I'm like looking at you like I'm impressed. Like,
Like
all
I
of
don't
those
know
different-
these same things.
All of those different flavors.
Tell me more, Scott.
Yeah, I know, right? All those different flavors had the ability to do something better than the
Yeah.
previous version. Google Assistant only works on Android 7.0,
Yeah.
as far as I know, I think. I'm sure that somebody's rooted and ported and done all this other stuff with it, but...
I feel like the other reason we've gotten to this point where it's like you have all the phones are the same on one hand, yes. On the other hand, people are asking more and more like, what phone should I buy? Because it's no longer just an automatic, you buy the iPhone or you buy whatever the top of the line Android phone is.
Yep.
Because carriers have gotten away from doing subsidies on their phones. So you
Yeah,
can't...
now you buy them.
Yeah, now you can't buy an iPhone for $200 in a 2-year contract, which was like a no-brainer for everybody. Like I did that all the time. Like okay, I can get a Note 3 or whatever was the last one that I had for however much, and then a 2-year contract. Okay,
Be like, so I can walk in,
Sure.
get a brand new phone right now, and only hand you $100.
$2 bills, yeah.
And then what Verizon did goes, you can walk in, and I'll bill it to your account.
yeah,
So I can walk in and hand you no money.
yeah, and walk out with a brand new phone.
Walk out with a brand new phone. I'm doing that every time.
Yeah,
But now that doesn't happen, and I'm glad that it doesn't happen. What the best way you should do it is to get a phone that's not subsidized. Go out, buy it outright.
yeah.
It's
It's
huge.
cheaper, first of all.
It is cheaper, but it is a huge pill to swallow when you're doing that.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of sense. You have to have that reason to want to go get that phone. So it makes you want to think about, okay, what am I going to use this phone for? There's so many choices outside of the fact that you have two. You have a whole bunch of choice with Android.
Yeah.
And you only have 2 choices with Apple. Not to say that that's bad. It just is what it is.
Yeah. But again, I feel like
Apple does it on purpose.
we're circling around on the conversation again. But like, even if you decide, okay, well, I'm going to go with Android, and then trying to differentiate amongst all of the Android phones, they're all basically the same. Like, among the most unique phones is the Samsung phone.
Dean brings up an interesting point that I
Yes.
never thought about. Not here in England. We have far better network deals than you folks. I did not know that. I will have to
Totally
actually
fair,
research that.
I'm betting that you absolutely do. I mean, first of all, you typically have way better cell phone coverage than we do in America,
I don't know. Columbus is pretty good.
unless you're inside your house.
Well, that is a problem that I cannot help.
This is true. I agree with that. But yeah, I mean, if
That's an interesting point. I guess I never thought about it from that perspective of, because some of the friends that I have over in England also have phones that they just straight up buy outright.
yeah,
And so I guess I never asked them what some of their subsidies was, because they always just had their phones outright. But that's very interesting. I'll have to research what some of the subsidies are.
I would say I would love to know, Dean. Is it like can you buy subsidized phones? Do you have to pay like $200 or £200 or
Yeah.
whatever unit of currency? Do you have to spend like a certain amount and then you get the phone massively discounted? Or like I'm interested in how
really,
the
really
subsidies
interesting.
thing,
Yeah, like, I would want to know that. Like, if the subsidies like used to be here in the U.S., he lives in a 2G area.
Wow.
Way to go, Greg. Good research, bud. So much better coverage. 2G.
I mean, okay.
Tell me more.
Hang on.
Tell me more.
Hang on. I right now have the problem of there is a dead zone that is strategically located right on top of the couch that I sit in regularly. So if I could trade LTE for absolutely bulletproof, reliable 2G, and I'm not even saying that Dean has this, but if I could make that trade, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would rather have better coverage overall than, oh, well, now I've got like 1 gigabit speeds from my Wi-Fi's that you're then going to turn around and charge me as soon as I go above like 2 gigs worth of download.
Tell me more how much you know about England here in Ohio.
I at no point. See, you were holding that one in your pocket. I was. Throw that one in my face.
I was.
And at no point in time did I say that I know anything about England.
Take it.
This guy's a jerk.
Take it. Take it. Anyway, long story short, if you
We
have
don't
a
know.
premium, done. Push it over.
Oh God.
If you want a premium device,
Yeah.
you can get a premium device. It just depends on what you do. You do live in a valley with cows and sheep, though. We don't have that.
Valley, no, but I grew up on a farm. Does that count? Sort of.
Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, it counts. Cows and sheep, though.
Farm. Well, okay. Grew up on a farm is sort of misleading. I grew up near a farm. My grandparents had a farm. I was there pretty regularly.
You want to tell everybody else about the rest of your life?
I do. So what happened was, no, I don't really.
God,
JK.
I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to snipe you like that. I'm
Yeah, but
sorry.
you did.
I did snipe you. There's no reason for me to snipe.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
All we're
stepped on the
doing,
dog.
we're just giving these people an insight into how our friendship works. Like you're not getting special treatment.
You really
this
are.
Is how
This
we
is real.
are for real. Even at
The
work,
snipes
this is
are
how we are. Yeah.
1,000% real.
Okay. So have we beat the mobile phone conversation to death with a stick and back again?
Probably. And we're at
else we got?
58 minutes.
Boom, shakalaka. What else we got?
I don't
else?
know. Hang on, let me check. I mean, we did the State of the Union. I don't really know how on earth did I choose. We didn't really answer that question. We circularly referenced ourselves of, what do you want to choose? I don't know. It's about money.
Okay.
It's about photos.
How about this? Choose. We already know the premium phones, obviously. So what is the premium phones we're gonna say are the Apple, the Pixel, and the Samsung because they're close.
Yeah.
What is your next level? You have to pick one device. What is your next non-premium grade device on the Android side?
LG V20 or whatever the new V20, V30, I think it is. One of the two.
Okay, pretty solid.
Very good device.
How about-
has a premium price, but okay, whatever. So I would do the V20, V30, whichever the one. LG.
Yeah, LG's good.
LG's a great phone. Makes one of my most favorite phones of all time, which was the Nexus 4.
Oh yeah,
That was one of my most favorite phones.
That was
If
an
that
awesome
phone had the ability to be LTE, but didn't come out of the box that way, you had to like root it and do all this other stuff, and it really would have been nice if they did that.
What about the HTC? No, the
HTC.
Honor, I'm sorry.
The Honor 9.
Yeah.
Great phone, from what I've heard. I've never tried an Honor product personally, but from the couple people that I know that have the device, they love it.
So
Love the device.
Honor 9.
Huawei. What's Huawei's latest device?
I mean, the last one that I even cared that Huawei
Huawei.
made was the 6P, and it's solid.
Is it
I mean,
the
I like
P10?
it.
No.
Might be.
No, it can't be.
What about? Is it the HTC U11?
Okay, so no. The
Dumpster
HTC U11 has the squeezable sides.
Oh yeah, no.
You don't
No,
want that.
no.
So there's another YouTuber out there called Jerry Riggs Everything. If you go out there, he'll show you that the U11, there's two different versions. There's like a super high-end Sapphire edition, which has a super duper premium price tag, but does not have super premium, like desirable insides. You don't want that. But it's basically bulletproof. That's the only thing that you have on it. And then the U11 is basically front and back glass, I believe, and has the ability to be shattered very easily. Do not buy that phone. Don't buy that phone. The Huawei P10.
Yeah.
That is one that I would love to try.
It looks pretty.
It is a beautiful device.
Dual camera.
Dual camera.
Seems like that is also going to be a trend that we're going to start to see in future in future phones. A lot of them, especially the early renders of them, are showing the dual camera setup.
Okay, yeah. So the Note 8, I think, had one that was like a dual camera, at least in the renders, maybe. the iPhone 8,
Yep.
the
Pixel.
in the
Well,
renders that
Pixel 2.
in the renders that I've seen.
Yeah.
No,
Single camera.
I think it's only single.
Okay.
I mean, but so there's the rumor out on the street that there's
Yeah.
2 different versions, right? Of the Pixels. You have
Right,
the
well, yeah,
Pixel
yeah.
Small and the XL.
Yeah.
And
I would say you probably
I don't
only
think they
have
look-
room in it for the Pixel XL.
would-
Was the
I
only
would
one that
assume.
would have the dual camera setup.
okay, so Dean says that a Note 8 will cost me £1,000 over 2 years from the carrier. Holy cow, £1,000? That's like $1,600 US.
I mean, I paid about $1,000 for my Note 3.
What?
Note 3 when it came out. Yeah. But that was it wasn't carrier subsidized, but the problem is you had to finance it through the carrier, and then
That's $1,300.
you end up paying
US.
crazy amounts for it.
Oh my
$1,300,
god,
yeah.
$1,300.
That is
Unlimited 4G
insane.
data when you leave the valley. Unlimited content.
okay. Unlimited
Okay,
data
that's
would
not
be really nice.
That's not bad. Oh, so you're saying it cost you $1,000 or £1,000 over 2 years? No, no worry. Typing
You're good,
like
man.
this is really interesting to know. It's like so if that it's $1,300.
so call it $700 a year. You're still basically
that's-
paying for
Well, that's
paying
50
for
bucks a
one
month.
of these.
That's $50 a month for 2 years. That's what that is.
man.
That's not bad.
God, that seems steep to me, man.
$50 a month for a Note 8?
Hang on, but you're still talking $1,300 for a phone.
Well, yeah, but stretched out over 2 years.
Okay, if you could pay $50 a month for
We
the
pay
red
that-
phone, hang on. If you could pay $50 a month for the red phone, you would do it. I agree with you. There's a point there, but to spend $50 a month on a Note 8, man. I mean, it's a good phone, but I don't.
For $50 a month,
I am
think
not
that's a great.
interested.
I think that's a great deal.
I'm not interested in a Note 8 for $1,300. I'm just not.
I think
$1,400.
it's- yeah, I think it's a great deal. I actually think that that's a good deal for a premium device. And let's just be honest: the Note 8, the Note 7 was a disaster. The
Say more about that.
the Note series as a whole
Yeah.
is actually a great line.
Yeah.
It is a wonderful line.
I had a Note 3. I loved it. I used the crap out of that. Matter of fact, I used the Note 3
for like a month.
for I think it was longer than that. I had a Nexus 6. I broke it. Turns out the screens on a Nexus 6 are actually paper thin. And then I bought your old 6P, and
Yeah.
in between, I used my Note 3 again. It was nice, old. ran
See,
like
he's saying
crap.
it's $1,400 over 2 years with service. That's really good.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I what I meant. It's
Okay,
like
hang
you
on.
get $50 a month. You get the
And
device.
it counts service
Correct.
too.
Yes.
Different story.
That
I'm
is
on board.
a great deal.
Yeah. I thought it was just $50 a month just for the phone, because that's how they do it here in the U.S. Like if I go to, for example, T-Mobile, which is kind of one of the last times that I've bought a new phone, went through T-Mobile, bought phone, you had to pay for your plan, which was like $30-$40 a month, whatever, and then on top of that, you're also paying $30, $40, $50 a month
People still
for
do
your
that.
phone.
People still do that
that's
today.
Bananas.
People
man.
still do that today. This is what they do. They run their credit
Yeah.
with Apple or Verizon
Yeah.
or AT&T. They say, you're worthy. I'm going to let you make payments on your phone for 24 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the number divided by 24 plus service. They're still doing the subsidies.
Yeah.
And you're still but you're paying, they're not subsidizing it at all.
Right.
They're just saying it's $800 divided by 24 months.
Yeah.
Tack that on top of your service.
Plus, you know they're making money off of it.
I'm sure that they're making money
Yes.
off of it. They're doing it because
That's
of
how
the
I
whole...
ended up paying $1,000 for a Note 3.
Well, yes, that's back then, but what they're doing now is they're probably giving you some type of, we're making sure that you're credit worthy, so
Yeah.
that's $3.95 a month.
Yeah.
They're getting their money. They're not going to just
It's-
swallow that credit.
I was gonna say it's it's interest basically.
Yeah, they're going to get their
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah.
That's why the better deal is just to flat out buy a phone
Straight up.
straight
Yeah.
up.
I mean, I agree.
Doesn't
But
have
again,
to be. Doesn't have to be new. There are places online that you can go to. Swappa.
Swappa.
SWAPPA.com.
Not sponsoring the podcast.
Not at all.
But they should.
We called it a podcast.
I did. Well, okay.
We haven't told them.
We have not. You might as well.
Might as well. The three people that are watching. So. Everything that you are talking about. What? Let me try this again. Everything that we are talking about right now is now going to be in a podcast.
Yeah.
The first 5 episodes of this live show are on, I believe it is...
Wait for it.
The techspeaks.podbean, I believe. Podbean. We're going to get this all fixed.
I have not seen this yet.
You haven't seen it?
No.
This is it right here.
How about that?
So the techspeaks.podbean.com, that is THETECHSPEAKS.podbean.com. And so everything that you see or listen to here will be in podcast form over there.
Yeah.
Just in case you need to get your fix.
Short version, it's the audio only version.
Yep, it is the audio only version. So
if you like what we do here and or you want to listen while you're on the road or at work and you want to listen to us meander and argue about dumb stuff, by all means, check us out.
Yeah. We're probably gonna get it over to iTunes. I gotta clean it up a little bit, but yeah.
Cool.
That's all I have, man.
That's all I got too, man.
We beat that up.
Yeah. What are we at?
107.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
Not bad.
You want to do the outro? You want me to sign off?
You just sign off. I did the intro.
Thanks so much for watching, liking, and subscribing. Like I said, that the show, not this show, but the channel overall is exponentially getting better. We are over. Dean, yes, very much a weekly thing. Fridays at 7:30
Eastern time. And whatever time it is over there.
So in England, I think it's minus
an hour ago.
It's probably close to midnight.
He said morning when he walked in.
So it's probably close to 1 a.m.
Walked in.
It's probably close. It's probably like 12:42 a.m.
I don't know. Let's ask.
Or
him.
what is that? 0:42.
You know what we can do because of the internet.
There's a Google thing.
Hey Dean, what time is it?
There we go. This is an internet thing. Yes, weekly show. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Spread out this
Seriously,
whole channel thing. Like we are having a blast. Yeah. Like this has completely changed, rejuvenated us to do this weekly thing. The weekly show on Fridays will still remain the same. The weekly content that we put out on Sundays will still remain the same. It's going to always be these two faces. We're probably going to take this Friday thing and open it up a little bit. 1 a.m. now. That's a great idea. Dina, I love it. Love it.
How about that?
And we heart you.
Yes, very much.
I haven't done this. So we have toyed around with the idea of starting a competition. That's right. I'm going to mention it. And you told me not to, but I'm still going to do it because I run it.
CEO status.
CEO. Oh, 141. Okay. Woo! That's early, my friend.
Dirty
Very, very early. We have toyed around with the idea of having a competition between the two of us.
In case you haven't picked up on it yet, we're hyper competitive.
As a matter of fact, the whole reason I started YouTubing was because I bet him and someone else, whom you probably will see at some point. And if you've seen our other live shows,
you've already seen
them. I said, I'll bet you that you can't go out and put new content on YouTube
30 days straight.
30 days
Every
straight.
single day for 30 days straight.
Unedited, at least 2 minutes long.
It was one of the hardest things I've ever done.
And I won.
Oh, you killed everyone.
Yep.
You killed everyone.
To
be fair, I decided it was a good idea to pack up and move again for like the 3rd time.
That sounds like a whole bunch of you problems.
That is an absolutely me problem, but I'm just saying.
So I won. Could you say it again for me?
Okay, Scott won.
Oh, yeah.
Baby, come back. Threw up in my mouth a little bit.
You can blame it all on me. Anyway, so we love this competition stuff. That's the whole reason why this YouTube spun up and pretty much is spiraling out of control at this point.
Yeah.
But I am thinking about saying, Greg, daily vlog challenge, where each of us have to post a vlog on this channel every day about whatever we choose, unedited.
Yeah.
Unedited.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it pretty much has to be unedited because it's a vlog. No, I guess it doesn't have to be.
I mean, you could do an edited one, I guess.
Okay, maybe we do slightly edited so we can maintain like our marketing intro stuff.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay, we have to put a whole lot of thought into this. Long story short.
So clearly we put a ton of thought into this.
Long story short, we're spitballing on live air at this
Yeah.
point. That is probably going to happen, and I don't know when. But that means the content's going to go even more than it already has. Because I used to try to put out 4 videos a month. Now that has become at
8.
least double,
Yeah.
if not more. So look for a potential vlog. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I don't even know why people would want to care to listen to us, to be quite frank. Or Sam, too.
Oh God, you with the terrible jokes.
Bad dad jokes. Bad. Are you really that upset?
No, I'm just.
Why does Snoop Dogg
Yeah. Okay. What do you got?
carry an umbrella? Full drizzle. Oh man, that was a great one. Just take it straight to the face. Anyway, been trying to get off of this silly show. I feel like Bert Kreischer right now because I was listening to his podcast.
Yeah.
It takes him like 45 minutes to get done. Like
Oh, because he like,
announces,
starts.
like he starts going everywhere. He announces that he's going to go somewhere else. Can I get one more quick thing on phones? And I
Yes.
know you folks get ripped for it. Don't forget our contract usage over in Europe has no extra costs. You have free data at home, and that's what you have. What? Man, we
Wait,
do get the
what?
shaft in the
Yeah, we do.
U.S.
Dude, you want to talk? Oh, okay.
Wait, do we get it hard in the U.S.?
Look, we get shafted on internet speeds because
Oh, yeah, we do.
You go pretty much anywhere else in the developed world, and they have like the minimum, like the average minimum broadband speed is faster than what most people have as a maximum.
And I wonder why that would be. The almighty dollar in the U.S. controls most.
We
If
have
not all.
We have vowed to stay out of politics and religion on this show, and I guarantee you, after the camera goes off,
We're gonna have that conversation.
we're gonna go ham on that one.
Yes, Dean, you are
yeah.
one. Yes,
That sucks. Man.
I can just feel the
super
feathers
sucks.
on
Yeah.
my back just go
Yeah, the
straight
feathers,
up. I have feathers.
the hackles,
Unicorn.
whatever.
Anyway, we're out of here. We were
Yep.
trying to end this show for like 20 minutes. Good morning, good night, Dean. Have a great time. For all those others watching, thanks you so
for
much for
watching.
watching.
Appreciate
Check
it.
us on the live show. I will make sure they leave all the links in the description below about the podcast,
Yep.
the live show, all this, that, and the other. And we will see you next Friday at 7:30. Look for his MacBook Pro video that comes out sometime on Sunday.
Eventually, I'm not gonna make
And-
any promises on time. I still have to do a lot. Of
Our
editing.
video is like, so here's the deal. I know that I'm supposed to have like, oh, we're supposed to be consistently. It consistently comes out on Sunday. That's all you get. It could be somewhere between 9 a.m. and 11 p.m.
11:59:59.
It will come out on Sunday.
Yes,
Sundays.
you got
And
it.
we will see you guys next week.
Cool. See you.